Supongo que ya para terminar el Metal Gear Solid 3. A ver, un momento, no tengo el micro bien ajustado. Bueno, yo creo que sin más preámbulos vamos a terminar de una vez ya. Bueno, vamos a darle. Tampoco se me quede justo en la boss fight final, pero vamos a darle, vamos a terminarlo de una vez. Aquí está. Bueno, voy a darle ya. Ok. Nos quedamos por última vez en el bosque este con Eva y había que llegar a un lago donde estaba The Boss. Un segundo. Acabo de duplicar estas raciones, Ayer también las cogí. Vale. Bueno, a ver. Sí, bueno, vamos a movernos rápido porque se está quemando esto aquí. Al lado nuestra. Ah, bueno, también quería ver el camuflaje de la Guerra Fría este. A ver. Hostia, está guapo. No sirve de mucho, porque no creo que esto me dé mucho camuflaje, pero... El uniforme de camuflaje de Volgin. The Pain, The Sorrow, The Fear. Y me queda... Queda uno. El de animal. A ver... El uniforme de camuflaje de Zorro, cuando lo he cogido. Guau, no me suena de nada. Y luego el de avispas es el de The Pain. Pero había uno... No maté al otro, tío, el que era como algo de... Joder, tío, el de tigre del desierto, me lo dio él. El de lanzallamas, coño, no sé cómo se llamaba, tío, de Raz o algo así. Bueno, a ver. Yo imagino que lo mejor es el de hoja, pero no ahora, sino cuando nos tumbemos por el suelo. A ver. Bueno, también habría que buscar hojas, así que... Bueno, en fin. Taca. Bueno, igual tendría que darle con el tranquilizante a la serpiente para... A ver, un momento. Si yo pego a la tía, pega. Hostia, está cansada, ¿qué haces? ¿Qué haces? A ver. A tomar por culo. Pero ¿por qué te... ¿Pero por qué te dejarían hacer eso? ¿Pero por qué te dejarían hacer eso? Y pues en plan... ¿Por qué te dejarían hacer esto? Sé que tiene algo, joder. No, ok. Bueno, pues vaya. Bueno, mira, así no se gasta, no se le gasta la estamina. Que no se para de cansar la piba. Ha dado 2 pasos antes y se le ha bajado la barra todo rápido. Cuidado donde agarras, Snake. Oye, espera, ¿y si la llamo? Me va a decir sin respuesta, imagino, ¿no? Sí. Bueno, si alguien pregunta, se cayó de algún sitio alto, algo así, se desmayó. Yo vine de forma heroica y sé que se empezó a quemar el bosque. Buah, yo la llevé de forma heroica hasta el lago, bueno. Algo así. Que seguro que cuela. Yo solo espero que no haya guardias. Y verás cómo ahora está despierta. Si ves, estaba claro que iba a haber guardias del GRU. Del GRU. Ok. Vean, ahí está. Despierto. ¿Qué dices? ¡Ay, que nos han venido! Ok, un segundo, que me han disparado. Bien. Nada, se quita y se cura solo. ¿Qué va, coño? No tenemos todo el día ni nada para parar de ver. No, guarda eso, guarda eso. A ver, vamos a guardar todo lo que ya no necesitamos. Vale. Ahora rápido. Ven, coño. Vamos rápido. Uy, va. Espera, que no lleva silenciador. coño haces, Eva? Hostia, pero está hecha mierda la tía, ¿no? Espera, ¿no le puedo dar comida a la tía, ¿no? Ah, sí puedo, coño.
Let me have some more.
Vale, no me va a bajar la precaución, así que... Ahí veo. Venga, tío, le doy al árbol. No lo puedo creer.
Just my imagination.
Ahí de detrás, ¿no? Toma, vaya rajada, tío. Vamos, vamos, vamos. Ven aquí, ven aquí. Venga, Eva, coño. Que no tenemos todo el día, tío. Te lo juro de verdad, tardo. Te lo juro de verdad, tardo menos. Si además yo solo, tío, no llevo nada. Ya, coño. Bueno, me encanta como en plan sudan de mí. No, de mí no sudan, sudan de Eva. O no. Espérate porque igual no, Ah, no, es que me... Bueno, te vas a quedar ahí mirando. Me voy a quedar sin balas, tío, a este paso. A ver.
Snake, the lake is just over that cliff. Eva should be able to climb it if you help her. Keep her close to you.
Vale, luego supongo que yo la upo a ella, pero primero quiero ver qué hay por el otro lado, que hay como un precipicio o algo así. Aunque bueno, de ahí vienen enemigos, pero bueno. Y por aquí hay mangos. Vamos a tomarnos un manguito clásico, ¿no? Mango falso ruso. Aunque bueno, igual habría que dárselo mejor a Eva, pero bueno. Ah, mira, por aquí podíamos haber ido también, creo. Al principio del todo. Ya digo, voy a pillarle un manguito clásico a la tía esta también. Está por aquí, ¿no? Hostia, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde está la tía esta? ¿Está agachada o algo? Porque está recuperando esta mina. A ver, voy a llamarla, tío, a ver si me contesta. No. ¿Qué hace? Madre mía, tío. Buah, es que te lo digo de verdad que en plan tardo menos si la llevo yo en brazos, tío. Ah, vale, no era que me iba a ayudar ella a mí a escalar. Bueno, en fin. Ok. Joder, seguimos en precaución, tío. No, tío. No. Es tu imaginación. Yo no quería hacer eso, pero bueno. Toma, chaval. No está excitado, está eso, tío. Estoy aquí, tío. ¡Hola, chaval! Vaya rajada, tío. Pero en plan, yo si le doy, igual si le doy solo astringente y una venda, por ejemplo, ¿se cura sola? Sí, vale, vale, bien, bien. Bueno, eso de que se cura sola, ¿cómo que es eso? A ver, un segundo, tío. Voy a darle algo de comer, tío. Le voy a dar un poquito de manguito clásico. Buah, espérate, tío. A ver.
This tastes like crap.
Bueno, pues me ha subido más que lo otro, la verdad. Un poco raro, ¿no? Que le sepa mal. Si ya está, ha tenido que tomar de eso todo el rato. Ha tenido que estar comiendo eso. Con la rana René. Con el perrito Curly. Ahí está. Mira, una rana aquí. Ah, tengo el culo de la rana. Vamos a levantarlo. Como por aquí hay más enemigos, ¿no? Quiero decir, eso es un tío, ¿no? Sí. Mira, puedes hacer esa bajada, ¿no? Ok, bien. Solo se han pillado una vez y han rajado a la tía hasta en el pecho. Todo bien de momento, sí. Nada, la tía esta ya no puede más, ¿eh? Venga, hombre, que a mí me han hecho cortes peores, tío, que yo no tengo uno. A mí me falta un ojo. A mí me falta un ojo. Y yo no me quejo.
Come on, Snake.
Ah, recupera las fuerzas así de repente, ¿no? Bueno, de puta madre. Aquí con la Skybox y el lago de Dark Souls. El puto lago este de mierda en el que había una hidra. Qué asco de hidra, tío.
Over there. It's the boss, isn't it? I'll go get the wig ready to take off.
Right.
I'll leave you two alone. But come back in one piece, okay?
No, no, no le sabe, no le sabe.
Promise me.
Saludos desde México. Hola, ¿qué cojones? ¿Cuándo se ha llenado esto de flores?
Life's end. Isn't it beautiful?
Ah, ya.
It's
Eso era.
almost tragic. When life ends, it gives off a final lingering aroma. Light is but a farewell gift from the darkness to those on their way to die. I've
Joder.
been waiting, Snake, for a long time. Waiting for your birth, your growth, and the finality of today.
Boss, why are you doing this?
Why? To make the world one again. The world used to be whole. But with the end of the Second World War, the philosophers began to fight amongst themselves, and the world was torn apart. The Cobras, my comrades who trained and fought alongside me, were torn apart as well. The foibles of politics and the march of time can turn friends into enemies just as easily as the wind changes. Ridiculous, isn't it?
Sí.
Yesterday's ally becomes today's opposition. And this Cold War? Think back. When I was leading the Cobras, America and Russia were fighting together. Now, consider whether America and Russia will still be enemies in the 21st century.
Bueno, medio.
Somehow I doubt it.
Medio.
Enemies change along with the times, the flow of the ages.
Ahora
and
están
we
las cosas más en
soldiers
contra de
are
los
forced to
chinos.
play along. I didn't raise you and shape you into the man you are today just so we could face each other in battle. A soldier's skills aren't meant to be used to hurt friends. So then what is an enemy? Is there such a thing as an absolute timeless enemy? There is no such thing, and never has been. And the reason is that our enemies are human beings like us. They can only be our enemies in relative terms. The world must be made whole again. The philosophers must be reunited. I will devote my skills to that purpose. And with the Colonel's money, I will achieve that end. Just as I once created the Cobras. They are my family. I may no longer be able to bear children, but I still have a family.
Una pena.
It was November 1st, 1951. I was in the Nevada desert participating in atomic testing.
El proyecto Manhattan, ¿no?
The name Nevada is derived from Spanish. Covered in snow, white as snow.
Sí. Bueno.
And snow is exactly what I saw in that Nevada desert. It froze my blood white. Snake, you were an atomic test subject, weren't you? On Bikini Atoll. That's
fondo
part
de
of the
Bikini.
reason I was drawn to you. You and I are alike. We're both slowly being eaten away by the karma of others. We'll never have the chance to die peacefully of old age.
Bueno,
We have no tomorrow.
bueno, ¿eh?
But
Cuidado.
we can still have hope for the future.
Joder, la cara de
In
Snake.
1960,
Dios,
I
Snake sin la
saw a
barba,
vision of the
tío.
ideal future from space. 3 years earlier, the Soviet Union had succeeded in launching Sputnik, the first man-made satellite in history, into orbit. This came as a huge shock to the United States. In response, America threw everything it had into its own manned spaceflight project, the Mercury program. Even as the Soviets seemed poised to send their first man into space, America was still experimenting with chimpanzees and rockets. The government wanted human data. So they secretly decided to send a human being into space. I was the one they chose. At the time, they didn't have the technology to block out cosmic rays, and whoever they sent up would inevitably be exposed to heavy radiation. That's why they chose me. After all, I'd already been irradiated once. Of course, you won't find any of this in the history books. I could see the planet as it appeared from space. That's when it finally hit me. Space exploration is nothing but another game in the power struggle between the US and the USSR. Politics, economics, the arms race, they're all just arenas for meaningless competition.
Sí.
I'm sure you can see that. But the Earth itself has no boundaries. No East, no West, no Cold War. And the irony of it is, the United States and the Soviet Union are spending billions on their space programs and the missile race, only to arrive at the same conclusion. In the 21st century, everyone will be able to see that we are all just inhabitants of a little celestial body called Earth.
Soy gilipollas, tío. Antes, cuando he dicho lo de serán
A
enemigos
world
en el siglo
without
XXI ya.
communism or capitalism,
Se me ha olvidado que este
that
juego
is the
salió
world I
en el
want to see.
2006 o el 2004 por ahí.
But reality continued to betray me.
Es que Kojima ya viene del futuro, tío.
In 1961, I was sent to Cuba, to Bahia de Cochinos. It was part of a CIA-sponsored invasion under the guise of taking Cuban exiles back to their country. But the US government betrayed them. Our weak-kneed president held back their air support. Defenseless, the exiles were annihilated by the Cuban army. All I could do was watch in silence. I was set up by the very country I'd sacrificed so much for, by the very government I dedicated my life to defending. I was driven from the surface world, and I went underground. Then, 2 years ago, I faced the sorrow, my old comrade in battle. He was my friend. But one of us had to die. I was left with no choice. The sorrow gave his life for me. There is no enmity between us. One must live, and one must die. That was the mission.
Ay, no.
The ones who gave me that mission were the philosophers.
Esta misión es igual. Es lo mismo.
Early in the 20th century, the true holders of power in the United States, the Republic of China, and the newly formed Soviet Union gathered together in a secret meeting that would later be known as the Wise Men's Committee. The secret pact they formed there marked the beginning of the philosophers. But the last of the original members died in the 1930s. After that, the organization began to run out of control, and the Wise Men's Committee degenerated into a mere shell of its former self. The philosophers of today have no sense of good or evil. Their influence extends to countries and organizations involved in every aspect of every war. They have become war itself. That's how they operate. The sacrifices of war cause a shift in the times. This shift leads to renewed conflict, and in turn triggers the next war. Like a nuclear chain reaction, each conflict sparks countless others, forming an endless spiral that will continue on for eternity. Do you understand what I'm saying, Snake? By consuming me and you, the philosophers intend to keep that cycle going forever. It was my father who explained all of this to me. He was one of them. You see, I am the last remaining child of the philosophers. But after he revealed the truth, my father was killed by that same shapeless, formless organization. And my father isn't the only thing the philosophers have taken from me. In June of 1944, the Cobras and I took part in the landing at Normandy.
Ok, sí.
We'd been given a top-secret mission to locate and destroy enemy V-2 rocket installations. I was pregnant at the time.
Joder.
The sorrow was the father. I gave birth on the field of battle. A beautiful baby boy. But my child was snatched away from me by the philosophers. Look at this scar. This is proof that I was once a mother. I gave up my body and my child for my country. There is nothing left inside me now. Nothing at all. No hatred, not even regret. And yet sometimes at night, I can still feel the pain creeping up inside me, slithering through my body like a snake.
Pero bueno, tío. ¿Qué cojones le pasó, tío?
I've never talked
Tú que sabes lo bebé por el pecho, tío.
Thanks. Thanks for listening to me.
Ah, una pena. Esta misión es igual al final. Solo uno de los dos va a salir con vida.
I feel content. Snake. Commence the operation. I raised
Aquí
you.
termina.
I loved you. I've given you weapons, taught you techniques, endowed you with knowledge. There is nothing more for me to give you. All that's left for you to take is my life, by your own hand. One must die, and one must live. No victory, no defeat. The survivor will carry on the fight. It is our destiny. The one who survives will inherit the title of boss.
¿Eso es verdad?
And the one
Sí.
who inherits the title of boss will face an existence of endless battle.
Sí. Sí, sí, sí.
I'll give you 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, MiGs will come and bomb the hell out of this place. If you can beat me in less than 10 minutes, you'll be able to escape in time.
Ay, ¿qué
Let's
dices?
make this the greatest 10 minutes of our lives, Jack.
Boss.
You're a soldier. Finish your mission. Prove your loyalty. Face me. Let's see what you're made of. Ah.
¡Oh! ¡Hola, hola, hola! ¡Hola, hola, hola! Joder, tío. Dios, 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 Dios. The boss. Ah, no, esta es la vista que hay. No, no se puede cambiar esta vez.
Where are you hiding?
Sí, se puede cambiar. No, no, no.
I found you.
Hostia, espérate, tío. Que hay una pedazo de serpiente aquí, tú. A ver, un segundo. A ver, espérate.
What's that?
A ver, un segundo. A ver qué pasa si llama la tía esta.
Snake, it's all over if you lose sight of the boss. Don't let those falling
Ah,
flower
es
petals
verdad,
confuse you.
tío. Un segundo, un segundo. El camuflaje, yo también tengo camuflaje, ¿eh? Bueno, casi que podría usar el de araña. ¿Cómo sabía que la mierda esta de cara de Oyama, tío, me iba a servir? Ay, no puedo... Vale, no me sirve de nada este camuflaje porque no puedo pegar con él. No puedo sacar armas. Y creo que el camuflaje de todas formas no hace mucha diferencia en estas peleas, así que... ¿Pero dónde está? Ah, ya la veo. Está detrás de ese árbol, ¿no? Hostia.
Brace yourself.
¡Hala, chaval! Hueso roto. Vaya contra, tío.
All these years and still nothing.
A ver. Un segundo que tengo un hueso roto. Crucis, no se vale. La contra, chaval. Ay, Dios mío, cómo deletea la puta arma esa, tío.
Where did you go? I found you.
La contra, chaval. Toma, vaya pasada, tío. Joder, tío. Cortes. Ponte una bendita y ya está. Tengo un pro vida. Sí. Me lo voy a tomar. Joder, tío, la puta boss fight, bro.
I found you.
Es que... ¡Hola! Dios.
Run quick. You've gotten something. Get ready.
Vaya patadón, chaval. Nada, ya está. Joder, una pena, tío. Una pena que las cosas tengan que ser así.
Brace yourself.
¡Hola! Ay, no, tío, te Ala,
Better
encima.
run.
Encima insultamos, tío, de que esto, tío, esto ya mal rollo, Esto, tío, de qué vas. Eso ya es de ser de mierdas, tío.
Let's see what you're made of. Here I come.
Ay, Dios. Joder. Verás que me mata al final, por tonto. Nah. Está un toque ya.
Brace yourself.
Oh. Ya está. Ya está, ya está. No, no, ya está, ya está. Uf, qué contra, chaval. No. Uniforme de serpiente, tío. Joder. Quítate esta mierda de cara, tío. Ponte la normal, tío. Ya está. Joder, tío, una pena que haya terminado justo la pelea cuando iba a empezar la música, tío, pero bueno. Joder, tío. Y también una pena que haya sido una pelea muy fácil, la verdad. Hombre, imagino que es más simbólica que otra cosa, ¿no?
Take this. Keep it safe. It's our only hope.
A patriot? Why are you giving me this?
Jack. Or should I say, Snake. You're a wonderful man. Kill me.
No,
Kill me
tío.
Do it.
Con el patriota. Joder.
There's only room for one boss and one snake.
Tengo que hacerlo yo. Sí. Tengo que hacerlo yo. No, tío. Bro, el caballo, no. Ah, la mira. Joder, tío.
Ready to go, Snake? Are you okay? Snake?
Yeah.
I told you you could trust me.
Bueno. ¿Te imaginas que dice? No, tío, todo este tiempo era bait. Ah, ¿qué dices? Ocelot.
Snake! Ocelot! We're not done yet!
Qué hijo de puta, tío. Madre mía, vaya zumbao, tío. Qué hijo de puta, tío.
Too heavy!
Ahí va. Era bait. Toma. Ahí a la cabina del conductor. No vaya a ser que le demos y nos vayamos todos a tomar por culo.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Not good!
¡Hola! Madre mía, tío. ¡Ah!
I picked up a few new moves. Huh. It doesn't feel right to shoot an unarmed man. But I'll get over it. Eva!
Oh. Oh shit.
What do you say to one last showdown?
Con una bala.
Yeah, all right.
No, 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 no. No lo he saltado sin querer, tío. Ay, no. Mátame. ¡Ay, no, 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 no! ¡Ay! No, 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 no sé cuál tiene la pistola, tío. Las ha barajeado. Y uno tiene uno de los dos tiene la bala. Y no he visto cuál es. Soy gilipollas, tío. No quería saltarlo, tío. Bueno. ¡Ay, no! ¡Uy! Toma, tenía el bueno, Pero si le da. Pero si le ha apuntado a la puta cabeza, tío.
Looks like my luck has finally changed.
Nah, bro, no vale, tío. Tenía el cañón desviado, tío. Madre
Till we
mía.
meet again, John.
¿Cómo se la están jugando? Ahí va. Menudo zumbao, tío. ¿Te imaginas que antes de tirarse le decía algo del estilo? Llámame sentimiento.
We made it.
Yeah, we sure did.
No, el campo de flores, tío.
Oh no, Migs!
Sí, es verdad que vienen a bombardear el lugar.
There's no way out! What are we gonna do?
We've come too far to let them stop us now. Those things have got to be armed.
It's no use. There's no way we can outmaneuver them. They're gonna shoot us down.
A tomar por culo.
We were so close.
Weapon systems on.
Locked on target. I got towed.
You were great, Eva.
Huh?
Thanks.
Bulk 19, this is Control. Stand by for a direct order from the chairman. Bulk 19, return to base immediately. Do you read
Toma
me?
ya.
This is a direct order from Comrade Khrushchev. Return to base immediately. Bulk 19, do you copy? Understood. Aborting mission. RTB.
Look! The Migs are turning back! Woo!
visto.
Well done, Snake.
The MiG's disengaged.
Most likely under orders from Khrushchev.
Is this his way of helping us?
Who knows? Maybe he didn't want things to get messier than they already are. Or maybe he just wanted us to owe him one. The important thing is, you made it out alive. As long as Khrushchev is with us, I don't think they'll be coming after you. It should be smooth sailing all the way to Alaska. I'm sending someone out to Galena Base to meet you.
To meet me?
The DCI and the President himself are waiting at Langley. Don't keep them waiting.
El presidente, sí. Por cierto, vaya helicóptero más raro. Bueno, avión, quería decir avión. Sí, bueno, voy a guardar una nueva, ¿por qué no? Qué mierda. Porque esto me va a contar ya como que está terminado del todo, ¿no? Ah, pues no. Solo 1 hora. Ya me quedaba 1 hora de juego ayer, pero bueno, es que ayer hice 5 horas de stream, ¿sabes? Eso no es sano, tío. ¿Y ese sushi? Oye, ni siquiera se van a quitar los putos uniformes, tío, de verdad. En plan, el camuflaje, de verdad.
Go back to the KGB.
What do you want me to do?
Did you ever think about coming back to America?
I can't go back. I've left America behind me.
But you saved this country.
I didn't do it alone.
And I still owe you a dinner.
Is that part of your mission too? Or is it an order? Or is it an invitation? Or a proposal? I don't take orders from anyone now.
Tú, cuidado con el vino. Es lo que te quiero decir, tío. Me ha manchado la alfombra, tío. Tío, de verdad, una alfombra de tigre, tío. Otra vez, tío. Shit, el Rolex. Joder, tío. Se podría haber despertado, yo qué sé, en el sofá o algo, tío.
Scholars tell us that the first spy in history was the snake in the book of Genesis. In that story, it was Eve who was tempted by the snake in the Garden of Eden. But this time around, it was I who tempted the snake and got away with the forbidden fruit of knowledge. Forgive me, Snake.
Es verdad, esta es la foto de evidencia.
Good morning, Snake. I hope you slept well. First of all, I have to apologize. I wasn't sent by Khrushchev. I'm not a KGB spy, and I never worked for the NSA. I'm an agent of the People's Republic of China.
No puede ser.
Second Department of the People's Liberation Army.
Era un espía triple.
I tricked you. And I'm sorry.
No puede ser. No tiene cara de China, bro. Era todo bait.
The philosophers still exist in China, too. You see, my mission was to find out where Volgan was hiding the philosopher's legacy and steal it. So I infiltrated his base as a KGB spy. The 2 NSA codebreakers who defected in 1960 were actually both men.
Huh.
The real Adam never showed up at the meeting place, saving me the trouble of having to eliminate him. I sneaked in by pretending I was Eva. And you and Sokolov and Volgan, you all believed me.
Es verdad.
The philosopher's legacy was originally held in common between the US, Soviet Union, and China. We couldn't let the Russians and the Americans take it all for themselves. The Chinese government had its eye on the legacy, too. I got the film containing the legacy. And also the nuclear missile launch data from the Shagohod. 5 years ago, the Soviet Union stopped supplying us with nuclear weapons technology. Since then, China's Liaodong easing, hydrogen bomb, and space rocket projects have fallen behind. But with this data, our country will be able to develop its own nukes. We'll create a deterrent force to rival those of the US and Soviet Union. Everything has gone according to plan, thanks to your help.
Ay, qué hija de puta, tío.
I too am one of the philosophers.
Era todo bait.
I'm an agent of the philosophers, a graduate of one of their charm schools. I was raised in a joint US-Soviet-Chinese facility to become a sleeper agent. This was before the war. Back then, they were collecting children from all over the world. As a result, I'm indistinguishable from a native-born American.
Ah,
so it
claro.
didn't surprise me when you and Volgan couldn't tell the difference.
Claro.
But she knew right from the beginning. She knew because before the war, she was at one of the philosopher's schools too, as an instructor. The boss was the only one I couldn't fool. She was the only one who knew I was a fake. She told me everything. Why did she open her heart to me like that? At the time, I couldn't understand it. But now, I think I do. Snake. She wanted you to know the truth. She chose me to tell you. That's why she saved my life. I've lied to you so many times, but not this time. My orders from the government were to obtain the legacy and to eliminate everyone who knew the truth about what happened. In other words, I'm supposed to kill you.
Ooh.
But I can't do it. Not because we loved each other. And not because you saved my life. But because I made a promise to the boss. And I intend to keep it. just wanted you to know. And you have to live.
Joder. Oh, y encima es de un uso solo. A tomar por culo.
Snake, listen to me. She didn't betray the United States. No. Far from it. She was a hero who died for her country. She carried out her mission knowing full well what was going to happen. Self-sacrifice. Because that was her duty.
Ahí está el presidente. ¿Quién se supone que es? Richard Nixon.
You are above even the boss. I hereby award you the title of Big Boss. You are a true patriot.
Ah. Joder, tío. Y están todos ahí, tío.
In the army. Someone like him to handle our top secret sneaking missions for us. A man who combines the qualities of a soldier and an agent.
The boss's defection was a ruse set up by the US government. It was all a big drama staged by Washington so they could get their hands on the philosopher's legacy.
No puede ser.
And the boss was the star of the show.
No.
They planned it so that they could get the legacy that Colonel Volgin inherited and destroy the Shagohod at the same time. Only a legendary hero like the boss could have earned Volgin's trust. Finding out where the philosopher's legacy was hidden was to be her greatest mission. Everything was going according to plan. But then something happened that no one could have predicted. Colonel Volgin fired an American-made nuclear warhead at Sokolov's research facility. Khrushchev demanded that the US government provide proof that it wasn't involved. They couldn't just abort the operation to steal the legacy. So the operation itself was greatly expanded and revised. The authorities in Washington knew that in order to prove its innocence, they'd have to get rid of the boss. And that one of their own would have to do the job. The public couldn't be allowed to find out about it. Not ever. This, they concluded, would be the best way to keep the whole thing under wraps. The boss wouldn't be allowed to come back home alive. And she wouldn't be allowed to kill herself. Her life would be ended by her most beloved disciple. That was the way the government wanted it. That was the mission she was given, and she had no choice but to carry it out. Her death at your hands was a duty she had to fulfill. Out of duty, she turned her back on her own comrades. A lesser woman would have been crushed by such a burden. The taint of disgrace will follow her to her grave. future generations will revile her. In America as a despicable traitor with no sense of honor. And in Russia as a monster who unleashed a nuclear catastrophe. She will go down in official history as a war criminal.
Sí.
And no one will ever understand her. That was her final mission. And like a true soldier, she saw it through to the end. But I think she wanted you, of all people, to know the truth. She wanted to live on in your memory. Not as a soldier, but as a woman. But she was forbidden to tell you herself. That's why she told me. Snake, history will never know what she did. No one will ever learn the truth. Her story, her debriefing, will endure only in your heart. Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
El mayor cero desmantela a Fox. ¡Ah! Mira. Los filósofos se pasan a llamar los patriotas. Y Big Boss crea Foxhound, que eso es el... Sí, mira, se inicia el proyecto Les Enfants Terribles. Esto es del Metal Gear Solid 1. Y lo de antes, lo de Foxhound... Ah, no. Nacen los hijos del Big Boss. No, espera, no cuadra. O sí, no lo sé. Bueno, después de eso, que los hijos de Big Boss son Liquid Snake, Solid Snake y Solidus. Después ocurre el Metal Gear 1, el Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid, bueno. The Fury, eso, tío, así se llamaba, coño.
They'll tell you what is yours.
¿Esto qué es, tío? ¿Godzilla? ¿Por qué coño sale Godzilla en plan y eso, tío? ¿Y eso de calor y mate? ¿Eso existe de verdad? Snake Eater. Ah, mira, aquí los del remaster en HD. A ver, no, creo que no. Ah, hostia, chaval. Oye, porque son... Bueno, hay bastantes españoles ahí, o latinoamericanos.
Yes, Groznygrad and the Granin Research Facility have both been wiped out without a trace. I understand, sir, but they were necessary sacrifices. Yes, the CIA has taken care of the boss themselves. I believe the White House will be satisfied.
¿Es eso, Ocelot?
Khrushchev is finished. Your time has finally arrived. Yes, the American president is relying on us to keep a lid on the whole affair. We've got him by the balls. It should make a valuable trump card in future negotiations. Yes, Chief Director, of course. I'll keep the KGB informed.
See it. And
Yes, it's me. The boss has accomplished her mission. The philosopher's legacy is now safely with us, in America's hands.
¿Qué?
With this money, yes, the philosophers can finally be revived. The film we handed the Chinese was a fake. Peking must be in an uproar right about now. I'm afraid so. Only half the money has made it back to the United States. The KGB must still have part of the legacy. Yes, the weapon has been reduced to ashes. That's right. Groznygrad has been obliterated by the Davy Crockett we brought in as well. Yes, that was the boss's work too. Speaking of which, I've obtained something from Granin that you might find interesting. It's a revolutionary new nuclear attack system. Perhaps it might just come in handy someday.
El tanque bípedo, ¿no?
Yes, we have Snake to thank for that. Khrushchev believed it as well. Yes, they bought our story. I don't think they'll be making a fuss. The secondary alert has been lifted as well. And the Soviets still haven't discovered my true identity.
Pero si eso
They have no idea that I've been triple-crossing them.
Ojo.
I will continue my activities as a contact for the new government. Yes, it appears that no one knew that I was Adam.
Huh?
Of course, I'm always at the CIA's disposal.
Claro, bro.
Mr. Director.
No puede ser. El jefazo. A ver. He muerto 34 veces. He alertado. Vale. Humanos asesinos. Será humanos asesinados. 114. Herido gravemente yo. 109 veces. Daños totales. Medicamentos de vida. Esos son los pro vida. Plantas y animales capturados. Comidas ingeridas. Objeto especial sin usar. Tu título es Crocodile. Aprobado por... Lo que se supongo que es Kojima. Pone 1964 ahí, no sé. Nuevo objeto conseguido. ¡Oh! ¡Hala, bro! La cámara que se podría conseguir igual. Pintura de cara verde. Un smoking, ok. Camuflaje de puta madre. Y camuflaje Auscam. Ok. Esto es, bro. Voy a guardarla en esta. ...001, eso es que te lo has pasado, ¿no? Imagino. Bueno, pues ya estaría. Ya estaría, sí. Pues... yo creo que por aquí lo vamos a dejar. Es decir... ya está. Bueno, pues nada, gente. Ya está. Sin nada más que decir, cortamos aquí el directo porque ya no no sé, no queda nada más. Porque no voy a empezar una partida nueva de cero. Bueno, pues nada, gente, sin nada más que decir, vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Ya está. Hasta luego.